You know what I mean? Chat is ready to display messages. Got you a little till our guests get here, the third host get here. Let me move that mic a little bit. You know what I mean? So what's up, man? You ready?
No.
Well, look, man, you ain't got no choice, man.
I'm not ready.
I'm about to holler at the people and welcome to Over Drink, the podcast. Y'all know what it is, man.
What is it?
What is it? It's the 5 o'clock drive time cocktail hour, man.
Oh shit, new name.
You know what I'm saying?
New
You know what I
name.
mean? 5 o'clock drive time cocktail hour, man. Y'all still in your cars, y'all in your job, whatever it is. Can't have a drink. It's all good. Me and Dame will do it for you.
I'm too relaxed for this shit right now.
You know what I'm saying? I know, man. Look. Like I was like, what will the intro be today, man?
I need some yacht rock.
You need some yacht rock?
Yeah, man.
Look, I got something for you. I got an intro for you today, Dame, that I think fits your vibe right now, man. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Talk to the people for a second.
Nope.
Man. You ain't even got it in you.
I just came back from the Russian day spa, so I'm really relaxed.
You know what I'm saying?
Chilling. I got the rose-colored glasses.
Got the rose-colored glasses.
You know what I'm saying?
So should I let the intro rock now, or should we wait for iRise?
I'll play the intro, man. She late. She late.
All right, yeah, this is probably where you at right now, Dave.
Wait, it is 5:59, 4:59.
It's 4:59. You want to wait?
Nah, go ahead. Play it.
All right, hold on. I hit the wrong thing. That's not it. Oh, we don't want that to play. How do I stop that? Oh my God, that's terrible.
Whoa. Whoa.
This is not. That was not Clockwork radio music.
What was that?
That was that joint that I sent you the other night. I'm so happy. The video I sent you.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Sending you some interesting things that night, man. Like
at 12:30.
Yeah, man. Like I
want you to see that I was into some new shit.
Super laid back and comfortable. Like, let me send Dame some music. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
think about this.
Let me show Dave that I'm out here working. All right, this one. Oh, there she is. Look at that.
I didn't listen to it.
Right on time.
You know what I'm saying?
Right on time. All right, Dave. Here you go, man. This is for you, Dave. This is where you at. This is the intro for Dave, because Dave was at the Russian spa. You know what I'm saying? He got the rose-colored glasses on.
Sound like some 70s black porn.
That's where you at.
All right.
Sound like Dark Diggler about to come out.
Little Willie Hutch, man.
Hey, yo, we gotta change that photo.
Look at that photo.
I'm a little slimmer right now. I've been working out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, I mean, I gave you a little Mac, little Willie Hutch, man.
I've been working out. I've been at the spa.
You know,
this is how he came in here. He returned my calls. I ain't hear from him till like 4:15.
Hey,
I'm like, is this guy even coming to work today?
He quits every week, though. Remember?
I thought this was the week.
This is how I gotta come in.
I thought this was the week.
This is how I gotta come in to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta hit the Russian spa.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where was you at, Dang?
Man, I think you know.
I do know, man. Who does a Russian spa on a Monday?
That's the best day to do it.
Dark Diggler.
Dark Diggler.
And we got a guess. That's the best day to do it.
And we got a yes.
And we got a guess. You know what I'm saying? All right, then I'm going to give you the real intro. You ready for the real joint?
Let's go.
Here go the real joint. Now that the guest is here, here go the real joint, Dave. You ready for this one?
I mean, no, but go ahead, man.
What you know about this one? Let's see if it plays.
I'm sure I know something about it.
You don't know nothing.
I'm sure.
I got a variety of intros for you today, man. I figured we had no guests. I might as well just run.
Just gonna play intros all day?
Just play intros all day.
So if y'all want me to turn up till 7,
they say turn it up. Say
what
turn
are you
it
doing,
up.
Man?
Come on. 10. Come on. 9. Come on. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. What you know about that? All right.
I'm showing my age right
5
now.
MCs.
I know you showing your whole.
I'm not shaving my age, man.
And apparently Dusty.
You know
what I'm saying?
Y'all keep fronting like y'all want to listen to all these little young cats like y'all really can relate to these guys.
I do.
Can't relate to none of
Nah,
these
that
young
was
cats,
cool.
man.
I was more of a.
What?
I was like 5 when this song was out.
Was you that young?
First of all, let's start there.
You weren't interning with me when I was like a grown ass Married with kids, right?
fantastic, romantic,
No, I was.
funky 4 plus one
That was
more.
fantastic.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was from Wild Style.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Fantastic Freaks from Wild Style.
Funky 4 plus
All
one
right,
more.
well,
All that.
look,
Let's
New
go.
York is showing. That's all.
Wild Style's a classic movie, man.
Oh,
Everybody seen that?
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
I know
Sad
it
to
saddens
say.
me every time
Not
I meet
everybody.
someone who hasn't seen it.
A to the K.
A to the motherfucking K.
See, everybody don't know that. Everybody don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
And I be like, yo, and I met like some hip hop producers.
Stick
Who's
up
like,
kids are
yo,
still
they ain't
out.
never seen Wild Style. I said, dude, you better not make one more
That's
record.
blasphemy.
You better not make one more record. All right, yo, Dame, introduce our guest, man.
Yo, none other than, I mean, this is like I used to be in this area as a youth with him running around and shit. So I'm on his turf and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so where he gonna introduce himself?
I can.
Can I get it out?
Oh, introduction.
That's part of it. Yeah, that's part of
That
it.
was the beginning. Jeez.
Okay,
But at
okay.
this point, now introduce yourself because this is your land.
Yeah, he right there. We go way back when Dane was in the Foreign Objects,
Ooh.
running around with the Roots. Back when it was the Square Roots.
For sure.
Way back, like Dame is one of the original brothers that was around during that time. A lot of people may not know that. I know that because I was there. I witnessed it. You know what I'm saying?
My God.
Definitely one of the people that we looked up to when we was coming up. You know what I mean? We was the young bunch coming up under them dudes like Malik
sure.
B and all. And that was everybody know Malik was my right hand man. You know what I mean? I might have been the last person to record Malik.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I might have been the last person to record Malik because that we was recording maybe 2-3 days before he went back. So, you know, shout out to Malik B, shout out to the Roots.
Malik,
you know,
man.
but my name is Sun One. A lot of people know me
go.
as SUNWUN, which is an acronym that stands for something you never witnessed until now.
Tell them just 5 of the things that you do.
That's
Other
it. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
5.
Just
Yeah,
five.
all day.
Just 5. Right. The biggest thing that I'm active with right now is the Nation of Gods and Earths. We got the Street Academy down at Germantown Ave in Westmoreland. This past summer, I just spearheaded the first summer camp that we did for the youth at the school. So we looking at staying active with the young because we know that's where the change gonna come from.
For sure.
This was a 5% Nation
Absolutely.
hosted summer camp.
Absolutely.
Oh, how dope is that, man?
Yeah, no doubt. I did that. It was 7 weeks.
Right.
Right. It was 7 weeks, and then being
weeks,
though it was
let's go.
yeah.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's
Being,
like,
I funded the entire project out my pocket. It was every Saturday. I would have hoped to have done it every day, but like I said, it was out my pocket. So I couldn't break the bank to do it, but we wanted to stay
Just to
active,
start, though.
consistently active,
Right.
because the topic came about gun violence and how to. I drink, no doubt. And how do we fix that? You know what I mean?
Which is the current topic on this show because
Yeah.
a lot of our topics come from like, you know.
Right. And then and it bugs me out because you'll see all kinds of stop the violence events, but the acts performing there is indirectly promoting violence.
Sure, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that was always weird to me. But when you come up in a town when that's all they know, you know what I mean? Like they think that's what hip hop is. A lot of people, unfortunately. Because think about it, right? We in 2022, right?
Nuts.
The typical rapper nowadays is about what, 20 years old, right?
If
I
that.
think they said the average age is no. He had about like
Yeah,
I think
about-
about 22 or
Let's
something
just
like
say
that.
an average about 20, right?
Okay.
So you don't really get an identity with music until you're about what, 10 years old. You start
Right.
listening to maybe
Right.
start grabbing your own taste for music.
Right.
A person that's 20 years old in 2022 and 10 years ago was 2012. What was popular music in 2012? It's a lot of the nonsense that we hear.
hear
Like,
right
what's
now.
more, I'm not even gonna call it nonsense. To some degrees it is, but there's a lot of the content that we hearing now. So that's what they was raised off of. So in that regard, I understand. However, it doesn't change the result of putting out those kind of vibrations, which is why we striving to get active with the youth. Like the real youth, like 7 years old, that age, right when you
gotta catch 'em.
right when you at that fork in the road and you making the decision to be a good guy or a bad guy, is when we trying to catch
Some
them,
options and shit.
show them some
I
options.
mean, we talk about how like
Toast.
Cheers.
Cheers, indeed.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Indeed. Peace.
Appreciate you
Even
pulling
like-
up.
even like how rap music has gone like from the 90s to the 2000s and like how like, you know,
From the 70s to the 80s
Yeah,
to the 90s
but
to the 2000s.
even
But even from 90s
the more
to
recent,
2000,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
like
Like,
that
from when
transition.
there was a lot of options to like when the story became like Jay-Z story or 50 Cent story, like they get rich or die trying, like the you know, like that mentality of like anything in my path I got to, you know what I'm saying? And it never went back.
Nope.
You know, it never like that's
it.
like, and that story's still going. Like, so yeah, the end result, you could possibly be a billionaire, like if you are like that savvy, right? But then the in between, you could also just be Jim Jones or Mano. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like those.
Still getting a check,
I'm so
though.
mad you said just Jim Jones.
That's right. Like,
No, that's not an insult. That's not an insult. That's not an insult at all. Because I'm
just a working class.
Somebody
MC.
behind their keyboard ready to be like, I'm a Mano fan.
Right,
I'm a Jim Jones fan.
So am I.
Don't get me
Both of them,
wrong.
brother. Actually, got a project out together right now.
Yeah, exactly. Lobby Boys for
Lobby
sure. You know what I'm
Boys,
saying?
right.
You
But
just, you be a working class.
you could be
MC.
caught up in that cycle of like, this is what works for me. I'm not saying that that's just what works for them, but like, you just in that same cycle where like, how do you
How do you get out of it?
how do you get out of it?
Elevate.
Yeah.
But if this is what's selling and this is what keeps you eating,
Like they're back to the Lobby Boys and shit, right?
It's like, so what are you gonna do?
Sometimes your fans won't let you leave it alone.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
They'll try to
You know what
do
I'm saying?
something different, and they'll bomb you so bad that you're like, all right, my bad. I'm gonna stick to this.
And
Exactly.
you've seen so many MCs who've tried it,
Right.
and trying to come back from it is impossible.
And
So you better
impossible.
just stay there. Like if you ain't really ready, you might as well just stay there.
And
That's a
people don't
fact.
understand like the growth of a Jay-Z or from mid 90s to now. Like how do he get from here to there? They just see the you know what I mean?
Right.
They see the fruition.
Exactly. So that's a good thing to have to start with a 7-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like they get them
For sure,
when
man.
you
At
can
that
still give
point.
them options
Absolutely.
of like, oh, what about this? What about this?
Yup.
What about not just being a rapper? What about like being an engineer? What about like all the other things that like actually make money up front? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the industry, but
So many different ways you can go about that. Just in life in general, as far as options you have. You know what I mean? And the goal for the camp was for each Saturday to take them somewhere different. Different museums, different, like a lot of people don't even know, like maybe 10 minutes from here is the Black Writers Museum, right in Germantown. That one of the God's own, our Supreme, that we took them there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different places that they may have never even thought about, let alone went.
Right.
To know that this is an option, to know that you can be a writer, and it doesn't have to be raps.
yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I loved it. You know what I mean? And I like the best part for me was the fact that it was only Saturdays. Every time when the camp was over that day, the children were actually upset.
Yeah,
like,
they were
damn,
coming back.
Yeah.
we gotta wait a week.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, that type of situation. So I know there was an impact on that level.
How many kids?
We've ranged from 15, between like 9 and 15. Each week it was different.
Oh,
Yep, each week.
That just means next year you got to be prepared for it.
Right.
What happens is
So it's gonna grow.
exactly.
larger.
It is actually we're trying to keep it as an all-year process because now during the school year, it transitions into after-school programs where we
ask
deal
about
with
that.
tutoring and they all going on at the Street Academy right there, Germantown and Westmoreland. So
Do y'all still do that on Wednesdays? I know before.
Mondays and Wednesdays. We got
and-
class tonight at 7. Yeah, 7 and 9 every Monday and Wednesday. And by class, we mean just building. We just get
Right.
together and we build about just how we doing now, about different
Right.
issues. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. I like that,
so
man.
happy to have you here and shit,
right.
man.
I
Like, you know
got
what I mean?
news now, man.
No
Like,
doubt.
this what's
Yeah.
up, man.
Philly is such a small city because, like, I met Dame through one my being in the music industry, but I met Roddy as a 5%er. So
Right.
Philly's very, very small.
I found that out
Very,
too.
very small.
Yeah.
Like,
Very small.
'cause every time I mention Dame's name, somebody like, yeah, I know Dame. I'm like, how the fuck y'all all know this dude, man? He don't even do shit.
man.
He does a lot.
I know.
Just a little bit of time, man.
And a lot of that's what a lot of it is, the time
Right.
that you've just been active and been
Yeah,
around.
and
That's
also like
everything.
we're talking about the '90s, right? Like you really had to go to like Logan, go to like up top, go to Southwest Philly, go to South Philly to like interact with other people. It wasn't through social media.
do it on the phone.
You know, you had to like
Yeah,
actually
be
show
in the
up
street.
and like,
Yeah.
oh, you rap? Oh shit! Like, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was actually connected in a different way.
It's funny you say that because my nephew is an engineer at a studio, and he told me he hasn't been to the studio lately because of the street beef and the gun violence. Because now people are targeting producers, engineers. I was like, that's crazy.
I don't even record certain music no more. Like I've been running the studio. I was gonna add that. No, I've been running the studio since 1998.
That's why I like the 5 things because it's so
Like consistently,
One of
like
five.
nonstop. Been running the studio since 1998.
Okay.
Every day I'm recording people. Every day I'm hearing people say, "Yo, turn me up, punch me in." I'm hearing that every day, and I seen firsthand the change in music. You know, and I seen firsthand how auto-tune came and took over. I remember Hov made an attempt at trying to shut it down with the death of auto-tune. It did nothing.
Waste of
a
breath.
waste.
I was rooting for him too. Like,
was I. Really was.
and it
really
fell
just
short.
on T-Pain, but it was cool.
It just
But
fell
it's opening the
short.
door for everybody else, though.
Hov saw what was happening. I want to
Right.
think he foreseen, because right now it all sound the same. It's hard to differentiate who's who, especially with the new material when you're all using the same.
All the
And
same
everybody's
plugins.
singing.
plugins and
Same-
stuff. It's
same-
the
It's the same
same
music,
concept.
same-
You know what I mean? Same tempo.
Fucking
It's-
beat packs, the same. You know what I'm saying?
That was
Producer
taboo
packs and
when we
shit,
was
yeah.
coming up, like to sound like that guy. Like we frowned on.
What you gonna
we
do,
we
man?
frowned upon Dana Dane.
Yeah.
For trying to be too much like Slick Rick.
Slick
Rick.
What are you doing?
Right.
Like, nah, like chill, son. Like it was that, you know?
Gorilla Black didn't get a fair shot after Biggie, right?
Right, this is what I'm saying.
Shine didn't get a fair shot in the
Shine
beginning. dog.
struggled.
Shine had to like really work to like create
And he had
a little
Diddy
lane.
on his team, so it gave him a little credibility.
A little
But if he
credibility.
But this
came
is
out
the
under
guy that
somebody
butchered,
else,
This is the guy that butchered the other guy that sounds like this.
Right.
I was like, but that
You know
was
what
part
I'm
of the
saying?
problem.
that
He
was part. But
Yeah.
I think if he'd have been under somebody else, it'll really, at least he had Diddy to be like, nah, this is like who he really is,
Right.
what he really sound like.
Yeah.
Like he'd have been under somebody else, it really sounded like a knockoff.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
That show you
Yeah,
how
man.
things change, though.
Things change.
yeah, man.
So this show, man, we generally have a list of topics that we just kind of run through them. We got a timer. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are like,
Some of them have us talking for too long.
you know what I'm saying? Some of them are current Philly shit. Some of
So
them are
what you
just
got?
shit
What's
we see
on your
the internet.
list? Yo, my sister-in-law got inducted to the Cedar Crest College Hall of Fame yesterday, man.
Say what?
For,
She went to Cedar Crest in Allentown?
She went to Cedar Crest in
My cousin went to
Allentown.
Cedar Crest in Allentown.
She's a scientist and shit. She's done all this ill medical work. This weekend, Friday, they
So she in
inducted
the
her
Hall
to
of
the Hall
Fame?
of Fame and shit for her work, man.
Black woman scientist.
You know what I mean?
Clap it up for
It's
that.
crazy because I was at University of Pennsylvania.
You got
like,
inducted?
No. Like a week ago. But they had a Hall of Fame downstairs, and there was a lot of faces, but
Right.
it wasn't a lot of us. So to hear somebody's in the
That's
Hall
what I'm
of Fame,
saying. I was like,
that's
yeah,
a
that's
big
pretty
deal.
dope. And my wife said when they was running through her rundown, like all the other cats couldn't even carry her water
What
bottle.
was the
that's
speech
right.
like? She dropped something, you know what I'm saying?
I wasn't there, so
Oh.
I ain't hear the speech. But my wife said she didn't prepare. She just went up there and talk shit like, "Fuck it, I'm here." You know,
That wasn't
why
with
I
me
am.
when I was
Like,
shooting
you
in
know,
the gym.
You see
Oh,
my
her
work?
black
You
woman
see my
magic,
work?
you know what I'm
Like-
saying?
Like y'all see my work. I did it.
She went up there, grabbed the
Put
mic
my
and
picture
said,
up on the wall. I'll
Google
catch y'all
me.
later.
Right. That's
Google
dope.
me.
Right.
Salute to her, man.
Word up, man.
Well, yo,
That's
here's
big
the topic.
deal, man. What's up?
Last week, I took Mike to a concert, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to see how, you know what I mean? I just wanted to get an honest opinion. Like, I was like, yo, Mike, what you doing right now? He's like, I'm in the gym.
He called me on some extra aggressive time.
I was
too.
like, so what's up?
he
You wanna go
turned
to
it
the
down
show?
a little bit. He was like, yo, Mike, what are you doing? I was like, yo, I'm like, why you got so much? Yo, it's a G check, Mike. I'm like, G check? We don't even talk to each other like this. Like, what the hell is going on?
Right? What's going on? I
Now
ain't getting
finish- now
a
you
phone
can
call
finish,
about
man.
a
And I was
concert.
like, what's going on? You good? He's like, yeah, I'm in the gym working out. I was like, yo, let's go to this concert tonight. He's like, what show? I was like, Lil Nas X. He was like,
Right.
I'm like, what, you don't want to go? You
I did go.
What you got against Lil Nas X? Let's go see the show. You go see all the other shows, let's go see the show. How was the show, Mike?
Phenomenal.
He's a great performer. That's why I'm like, I would have went.
Dude.
I don't get those phone calls no more.
You know
But
what?
it's okay.
You know what? No, I got you. It was last minute.
It was last minute.
I'm the last minute person. Everybody know that.
It was last minute.
And I was like, I got 2 calls. You were on the list.
I live down the street from the venue.
You
I
were
guarantee.
on the list.
I guarantee.
You were third on the list.
Okay, I was third
Mike
on the
was
list.
first.
We good dude.
He agreed, and now we here.
And let me tell you, man, like, I was surprised, honestly. I didn't know what I was walking into.
You knew you had. I'm sure you had some kind of.
Let me rephrase that.
Some
I
kind
had
of
an idea
some kind of prejudice
of what
or
I was
idea.
going to walk into.
Right.
But I was like, dude, the kid is a rock star, right?
For sure.
So I might as
sure.
well go check his show out, right? See what he do. Like, why is he so hot? Who's that? Lil Nas X. Like, I know, Chef. Like, either come in or be part of the show. He's shooting questions from the gallery, Chef. But I'm like, the kid's a rock star, right? Like, what's all the hype behind this dude? Because honestly, I don't like his music. But he's super hot.
Personally, I think he's an implant.
Okay.
Personally, because a lot of these dudes, like, all right, like just how we were just saying about how everything sounds the same. What constitutes that to skyrocket over a boatload of other artists who sound just as good, if not better? Like, they allow certain ideas and images to get pushed into the forefront over others. Not saying that maybe happened with him. I just feel like he's an implant.
I see that.
Because he kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, you know,
in a sense, like the old, like as far as hold on, pardon me, let me change that.
He did.
That Old Town Road.
And his preference is what took it to another level. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? That's what brought attention to, well, who is this dude? You know what I mean? And it was at a time when that was a big deal. We were transitioning into your gender thing and all of how that matters.
was
And
right
watch
on
your
the edge
mouth.
of it.
He was right in the cusp of
He
all
was
of
ready
that.
for it.
Right. So he was sort of like a poster child for that.
What I
nowhere,
fuck with though,
TikTok.
but what I fuck with though is that like his sexual preference came after the fucking shit was already going, and they couldn't do nothing about it.
Nah, he was
because
already hot.
they would have got him out of here like super quick. If it was like on the rise up, it would have been.
But he had already got the
He
credibility
opened the
from
door.
the country world.
He opened the door for
Billy
the
Ray
Saucies.
Cyrus rocking with him.
Yeah, he opened the door for the Saucy Santanas and the
For
rest
sure.
of them, for
Like-
sure.
Like
For
he
sure.
like Old Town Road took off like, social media, TikTok, Instagram, all that shit. But that like his sexuality didn't come out till after like he was already nominated for some shit.
I think it was when he was recording the second album.
Yeah. And he was like, and then so I think for that it was like, well damn, like
But then he went 100 miles an hour with it.
100 miles an hour.
People are tired of being repressed and containing who they are. So once it was accepted and he realized there's somebody
my
out
thing
there
is
like
this,
me,
though, right?
he was like, I'm going to be
I'm
me.
gonna tread lightly when I speak about that. My thing is, why does it even have to be a thing at all? Like, I don't wear
I know, but
me
that's
being
society,
black.
right?
It's
That's
society.
society. Because I
Right.
agree with you. It shouldn't have to be.
Right,
shouldn't
like
have to
me
be a
being a
thing.
heterosexual black male, I'm not wearing that on my sleeve.
Society forces us though.
Why though is the question. That's obvious. It's being forced. The question is why. You understand what I'm saying? And we could go on all kinds of tangents about what we may perceive the reason to be, but there's definitely an agenda, and it's clear there's an agenda. You understand what I'm saying?
also
so
think-
that plays a part as well. Like, that's obvious.
as a hetero male.
How do we know the agenda isn't just to make people who feel the same way or live the same way
Yeah.
he lives to
Exactly.
feel comfortable out in society?
And what is that?
Like, I'm just,
No, you're right, but you may be right. But even going to the root of that, you say the way he lives.
Or his
Why
choice
is
of
that?
lifestyle,
That
or
goes
whatever
back
it
to
is,
what I
right?
originally said. Why is that on his sleeve?
I'll say this because I had this conversation with someone earlier this week in regards to children and that, because I saw a post where this girl was flipping out because she was watching Arthur or a children's show, Blue's Clues. She said she was watching it with her 1-year-old, halfway paying attention, and she heard about this parade.
Oh yeah. I
The
saw it.
voice is what got her. She looked up, and the leader of the parade was a drag queen. And in the parade, they were celebrating families. Mom and mom, mom and dad, dad and dad, just all kinds of families. And she was upset because why is my 1-year-old watching this? And immediately that was my first thought, like, wow, they're really pushing this on everybody. But the flip side is there are those out there who don't have that representation. There really are 1-year-olds that have a mom and mom family, a dad and dad
I mean,
family.
the same way when we were, like same way like when we
Us
wear
growing up.
our blackness on our sleeve,
Right.
it's like
Right.
because there wasn't nobody out there pushing that shit.
But us
You know what
growing
I'm
up, society has always made everything hetero-oriented. It's always been. And now everyone else is like, where's my representation? So I feel like they're trying to somehow,
when
some
you-
way give everyone that representation.
But when you're talking about children, why are we talking about sexuality at all?
My issue is the sexuality of it because I think we sexualize ourselves as Americans way too early.
Right, this is my
Way
point.
too early.
Like,
However,
I also think there's a difference between sexuality
Sexuality
and gender.
and gender. I was gonna
because
say-
some kids like
they recognize very early that
Very,
I
very
might have
early.
been born the wrong gender or I'm attracted to the same gender.
and that's not necessarily sexuality.
And that's not sexuality.
you know what I'm saying? That's
It's not sexuality.
what, it's absolutely sexuality because you're talking about attraction to gender.
Right, it is.
What
but
is that
they
attraction?
don't
That's
under-
rooted in
they-
sexuality.
But gender and sexuality is different.
Are
Like
different,
for
right.
example, like I could be a man, right? And I could be attracted to another man. right? Or I could be trans and I could feel like a woman. I could want to be a woman.
So,
I could see myself as a woman and still be attracted to a man. Or the gender and sexuality, two different things.
Why? Because what happens when a person says, I'm attracted to little girls? How do we draw the line? Where do you put the separation
I was
at?
about to say, we drew that line.
Yeah,
That actually used to happen, and that actually used to be very common. People used to marry children. Like 18-year-olds used to marry 13-year-olds.
Let's go, Elvis.
And people never paid attention to men growing.
So why is that wrong? That's the question.
Why is it
and I'm
wrong?
not saying it isn't. I'm just asking why is it? Because
that's an age and influence thing.
For sure.
That's an age and influence.
So the same thing
influence
applies to the reason on why these things shouldn't be conversations we having with young people. You know what I mean? A young person don't know how they feel.
A young person who feels that way would tell you
actually
different.
do.
They would
That's
tell
crazy.
you.
Would
They
tell
would
you.
definitely tell you they
So at
they're
what
different.
age is appropriate, right?
Exactly.
Because I mean, if we're not,
That's a
be
personal parental
right,
thing.
but we also got to be aware of the fact in the world we living in now with social media, internet, and so on and so forth, they get introduced to stuff way early.
Way too
So
early.
if you wait till they 10, 12 years old, they already know.
And it's
You late to the
sexualized
party, right?
too
And
early.
it's sexualized
Only in this country.
Right.
Only in this country.
But it was us. You had to find somebody's Playboy mag. You had to find a Hustler mag. Like, you had to really work
Yep.
to get
Right.
sexual images in
now
front
it's
of
just
you
like,
as
you
a
know.
kid.
True.
Now
Who
it's
don't have a
there.
cell phone?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if you put it off having that conversation, you actually are not helping the kid. You might be hurting them because now they're repressing something that, you know what I'm saying, that they may, it's just who they are.
I have
and they
to
don't know
have
how
these
to deal with
conversations
it.
with my daughter because at 10 years old, she went to a camp this summer and came back and was telling me about her new friends she met. And she was like, yeah, I can't remember the name, but she was like, she identifies as they, them, her brother, who's trans. And I was just like, wait a minute, also identifies as they, them. And I was just like, it was a lot going on. And this is me picking up my daughter from camp, driving 3 hours back to Philadelphia. And my mother was losing her shit in the passenger seat because she could not fathom having these conversations.
But the
and
kids already having those
But look
conversations.
how, listen,
and
look
working
how
it out.
crazy science is, right? Because a person who was born a man transitions into a woman. When that person dies, and their bones somehow are discovered 100 years from that,
they gonna say that was a man.
they still have millions of male
still gonna
chromosomes
be a
in them.
man.
That's who they are.
They still gonna
So
be a
how are
man.
we going to negate nature? How are we negating who we are naturally? We can't just because of how people feel like they want to go out here and kill people. They don't make it right.
That don't
People
make it
feel
right.
like they want to get sexual at 8, 9 years old. We know that's not right for various reasons. We know as being mature adults. So just because a person say they feel a certain way or I might have a certain attraction, it might be something that might be like that's leading them differently. It might be a phase. It might be a whatever.
Also,
You know what I'm saying?
outside of the attraction, just dealing with
Because
gender.
when you're talking about the root of what we're talking about sex, and the root and purpose of sex at the end of the day is reproduction.
Reproduction.
It's reproduction. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. Anything outside of that, we playing. Now, I'm just keeping it 100. Everybody in here who loves it is all about reproduction. So whenever you're engaging in that act and it's not for that purpose of reproduction, something ain't in line or in sync with how the
How
universe
it's
works.
supposed to be.
I mean,
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not.
Scientifically, like I get people feeling
And
well,
but also scientifically, you know how delicate that time is between conception and birth, right? Like all that, like with the chromosomes, all that happens within a week of time. Like so, there's the same way there's a spectrum, right? With like you can be on a spectrum.
Bugging over here.
Yo,
Chef, you gotta be on the show, off the show, Chef.
Yo, come on, man, I'm with you. I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
I mean, the same way there's a spectrum, like you can be on a certain spectrum, like with mental health. I think there's also another spectrum, like because it's a delicate situation, like that brief time, right, between conception and then I think it's a week before they actually can tell what's what, and there's a lot in between that. So
God don't make mistakes.
So how about that?
How about that?
That's the thing.
And so the people who feel this way or they are this way, that's their number one question. If he don't make mistakes,
Yeah.
what's going on?
What's going
Right.
on?
All right, flip.
So how was the show?
Flip
You
the
didn't,
time.
you didn't say how the show
Show
was.
was good.
All
Show
right.
was excellent.
It was great.
He's a great
Thoroughly
performer.
enjoyed it.
He did. He said it was
put on-
phenomenal.
He
He
put
did.
on a hell of
Yeah.
a show. He must have had 50 outfit
I
changes.
mean, the show was
Did he
like,
kiss a dancer the way Bad Bunny did?
for sure.
He did, but he did it behind the
It was
curtain.
behind the curtain.
Right, so it was silhouetted. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
gave the crowd. The dude gives the crowd what they want, right?
Right. Sure.
The crowd. It was so damn loud in there.
To like not know any songs.
Right.
It was like I was thoroughly.
Right. I didn't
Any
know.
songs?
I knew
I mean,
one.
you know
song.
some of them. Some,
say.
you're like, oh, that-
I knew
I knew
the Old Town Road. I don't know any of his
Montero?
other work.
I mean,
no.
Montero came out in 2021, like a year
Yeah.
ago. So I listened to it a couple of times. I listened
I
to
actually
everything,
like that song.
and it was.
Yeah,
It was an alright album.
And
but
honestly,
like,
the video is too much for
Never
me.
saw the video
I'm just
because
being
I know it's
honest
gonna be
with
too
you,
much
right?
for
The
me.
Me-
devil video.
Me-
Never
I
saw
never
it.
saw
I know
it
it's too much
either.
for me.
There's
Yeah,
the,
never-
me and the wife, we sit and watch the videos Friday night. That's our thing, right? She turned on the videos, we watch what's new. And I was like, yo, this is too much for me, man. I'm just being, it's the devil joint, the joint with him in the jail, running around. You know what I mean? It's just, all right, I get it. This is who you are, but I don't need you putting it in my face all day. I don't care, male, women, indifferent. Right? I just don't need you.
Oh, hey, Nelly Yoga.
You know what I'm
Fitness.
saying? So that's what it is. But that bit's short of that, right? So this is what I'm thinking, yo, am I walking into what he puts in these videos? Because that might be too much
That
for
was
me.
what I would have been thinking.
Right. That's going to be too much for me in the show. Like, I even said to my wife, I said, yo, I might leave Dame there. She's like, what? I said, yo, Dame, might not last long at this show.
I had to save Mike a couple of times. He almost got beat up by a 22-year-old. But whatever.
She
You know what I'm
jumped, like, I'm getting yelled at and barked
Yeah,
at
man.
by this chick standing next to me. She said I was
Too
blocking
far
her view.
away,
Yeah. She was like snapping.
But
at
she
him
was
and
like,
shit.
but here's my other thing, right? We talking about training kids and bringing kids up. Zero courtesy in her approach, right? And that's what started it all,
You just
right?
said she was 22.
But here's what I'm saying. I had respect at 22.
Big facts.
Oh, these 2000s and 90s babies is
Right?
different.
It's like
They
we
different.
in the pit, right? So nobody has rights to anything in the pit. You're in the pit.
Right.
I walked back in from the bathroom subs to talk to Dane. You got to move out of my way. I'm like, who the fuck just said? So I look over my shoulder, say, look, sis. All you had to do was say, yo, you blocking me. I'd have slid over. It's
Yo,
no
she was
big
about
deal.
to fuck him up. She was like snapping,
She was like, I ain't got to say nothing. I say whatever I want to say. I know what I want. I was like, yo, I'm like, sis, all that energy is not necessary.
It was
I'm
also
like,
so much space in front of us. It
Right.
wasn't like it was that crowded.
And
It was like you could have
nothing on
just
stage
moved over.
at that point.
Yeah.
It was like he
A
was in an
video
outfit
playing,
change.
yeah.
It was an intermission. I wasn't even blocking anything. Yo, she has so much energy.
I couldn't have you getting rolled on out there. I had to get him upstairs.
Dave tried to talk to her. She started barking at
So
Dave. I
like,
said,
all right.
Dave, just let her go, man. Like, she gonna get us kicked out, and we got in for free.
Had to get Mike to a safe space. Like, go upstairs, man. Come on, man.
But yeah, so that was that. It was a good show, though, man.
Good show, though.
Good show. I mean, the dude was a great entertainer. A lot of theatrics on the stage.
For sure.
You know, the graphics was crazy.
And it was also an underplay, which is like where that show would usually be at, like the Wells Fargo,
Right.
But it was at the Met,
At
which
the
is
Met, yeah.
a lot smaller and more
Yeah.
intimate. Like
But I think I'd have enjoyed it more.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I'd have seen that at Wells Fargo, I wouldn't have appreciated it
Yeah,
as
for
much.
sure.
It wouldn't have felt as big because it
And
would have
you-
been dwarfed by the size.
and you
of the
won't
building.
see a show like that from him at the Wells on that level again. It's all going to be like probably big productions.
But like, think about like where his head goes, like in his brain, like the theatrics that he put together for the
nuts.
show and the graphics. I'm like, holy shit! Like,
Like,
that
at this
dude,
point, it's a whole team.
activity. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's a
yo, this is
whole
what we're
bunch of
gonna
people.
do. We're gonna need you all. Like, it's a whole
I mean,
team.
it was like
That's
Vegas.
true,
it was like
too.
the set change. It was like every
Yeah,
other
every
song
three
was like
songs
the
was a
whole
set
set
change.
outfit. Da 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 da. It was crazy.
You know what I mean? All right, what else we got? We got
How about we talk about how Kanye admitted that Sway has the answers?
Thought I was feeling you.
I didn't hear that.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't- I
In
saw
an
it.
interview, was that on NBC or?
Yeah.
I just seen the clip that
On the
said the whole
NBC
NBC interview. So I didn't watch it.
He admitted that Sway
They played the
may have
the
had the
clip.
answers 10
He
years
was-
ago. 10 years, because Sway said, and a lot of people, they always know you don't have the answer, Sway. They know where it comes from, but they don't
Yeah,
know the
don't
whole
know the
interview.
story, yeah.
Sway said to him, why don't you put out the sneakers yourself? Do it yourself. And Kanye was like, you don't have the answer, Sway. And now
has the
Kanye
answers.
does it himself. Puts it out
He
himself.
got the answers. He said he's gonna make all Yeezys $20 a pair.
I mean,
He said those glasses are $20 a pair. He ain't say those
he
sneakers.
say the sneakers.
Said those little.
He can't drop them back down to 20 after they being.
Well, I learned the sneakers is not that expensive. It's just they sell
what
out
I'm saying.
fast, and it's the
resale.
Right, it don't
Right,
cost
about
much to make them.
initially they about. I think he says like I don't even think they that. They might be like
they
80,
like
90
regular
or so.
shoes,
Yeah.
which
Right.
is overpriced.
But when they
but
sell
they're
out,
priced like regular
somebody
shoes.
sell them to you for $4.25.
Yeah, it's
Right.
the secondary market. Nah, me either. But the fact that he like F you Adidas.
Yeah, but I can't stop wearing Adidas.
You don't have to stop wearing it, but
People were
I
asking
like that he's like, look, man, I'm gonna put them out there, and I'm gonna flood the market, and I'm gonna devalue everything that y'all have put into it.
We were asked to stop wearing Adidas because they bid his phone runners.
Yeah, you don't gotta listen to that shit though.
But it's like,
you ain't gotta listen to that shit. I just hope we don't have a run like when, the Jordans that came out after the Air, like the Nike Jordans, and you had the regular Jordans, like the Jordan Jordans.
The Jordans.
That
Team
they
Jordan.
ain't do too well.
Yeah.
They ain't do too well. You know what I mean?
Jumpmans and
He
all
put
that.
them out. I just put out what the 36 year Jordan.
I don't know. I'm a ones and fours, but mostly ones.
But so I like that, man. I'm here for that. I'll probably buy a pair when they straight Kanye joints. Especially if you drop the price.
Did you buy those big baller brand joints?
Nah.
Exactly. Come on, man.
Nah, but you had to get some credibility first. Like I don't watch basketball enough
Look
to
at
care.
the Suns now, though, man. They balling.
Yeah, but I don't watch basketball enough to care who these guys are, right? So the big baller
Did
brand.
you ever buy the Steph Marbury's?
Nah.
Starberries?
Starberries?
Yeah, they were like in Payless.
It was $15.
Yeah.
He had like a whole store he was doing at one point years ago. I forget the name of it, where everything in there was just super cheap.
I did like the concept.
Yeah.
That he was like, look, man,
$15.
I'm making some sneakers with my name on them that everybody can afford. I did like the concept. The problem is, we too stuck on being fly.
Also,
man. I don't know how good they
problem
look.
is,
If they didn't cost $150, I can't wear them to school, man.
Nah,
you can't buy me a pair of $15 sneakers and think I'm not going to get teased just because Steph's name is on
The real problem is that he was getting a brand new pair every time he played ball.
Right.
You play ball in those $15 drawings, it's not going to get that same result that he was getting with the one-offs every game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah, they want, you know what I mean?
You don't think the construction was
I
the
don't
same?
think the construction was the
It
same.
couldn't be the same.
It was not the same.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't
Mathematically,
he
it
didn't have like the
was
baller
not the
pair and the
same.
chilling pair.
Yeah, man.
All right, what else?
So you got you see the Fantability, the little girl that the cop shot down there, and they had the nerve to want to try to drop the murder charges against the cop.
Charges. What?
This
But
FOP came out.
White people.
They stood up though. They ain't dropping. The judge ain't dropping.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
that little small township is full of people that look
But
like
I'm
us.
like,
They're
yo,
not
man,
having
come
that.
on, man. Like, why are you even making this suggestion, man? These cops shot into a friggin' football stadium full of people.
It's crazy.
Police
If
don't
it had
like
been you and me, we'd have been on attempted murder for everybody in the damn stadium.
Police don't like
When
accountability
they put out
when it's for them.
the report, it was all redacted. It was a bunch of like black lines to it.
Police don't like accountability in relation to them.
We get it, but at some point, and look, I even give them some leeway because sometimes you're like, look, man, you are chasing criminals. Like, you got the shittiest job in the world to be a cop, right? You got to deal with the derelicts. You got to deal with cats who try to kill you. You got to.
I don't know if it's the shittiest job in the world.
You signed up for that, so I need you to do that 100%.
I get it, but what I'm saying is, your job is to go after the worst of society, right?
Is it to go after?
Well, we trying to get them off the street. I don't want to live amongst them.
Term for
they
that.
threatening you. They threatening me. You know what I'm saying?
They do probably got the shit. Because think.
What's the term now?
How many jobs do you wake up and say, I could die today?
Right. Like,
on that note, just that
That's
alone.
what I'm signing up for.
That's what I'm saying. I get that you signed up for it, right? But like, yo,
That's
man,
the
like
reality.
every day you got to get up and put on a bulletproof vest and a gun on your hip to go
If you're
out
riding down the street and it's somebody outside getting beat up,
right?
You got to be the one who interact.
Engage it. You
have to.
You can't walk. You're not supposed to walk away from nothing you see.
Nothing.
That's unjust.
That's unjust.
Nothing.
How many times a day do you walk past unjust shit? I do it all the time.
Well, I need that guy that's getting paid.
I'm a do-gooder.
I need the guy that's getting paid to want to do it.
Do-gooder. I mean, I walk by because I value my life. Right. I'm definitely good for calling somebody else. Like, there's a disturbance on this corner.
Right?
Disturbance.
Oh, I've called the police. I've seen some shit go down and been in the car to call the cops so I can give an accurate description. But I was out of there before they came. I don't.
But you open fire into a football stadium full of people, man.
Yeah, that's pure.
Like, come on,
that's
man.
negligence on your job.
You know what I mean? You don't get no pass on
And
that.
that's against your training.
Right, and it's against your training.
And we just
Now,
convicted
you
a cop.
chasing somebody down the street who turned around and he's shooting at you,
And we just had a
and then
conviction,
you fire
right?
at him, and then you get there and find out, oh, he threw the gun 2 blocks away. He was shooting at you. You know what I'm saying? So it's questionable. There was no question here, dude. You killed a baby who was at a football game with her parents, man.
Yep.
And
You don't get no pass.
We just
And
got
just one. You're lucky it was just
Right.
one.
we just got a conviction locally, right?
Yeah, we had the cop who got convicted last week too, man.
Manslaughter.
Yeah, for killing that dude, man. Shot him in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, it's a different world. We was talking to I forget the lawyer's name. Black dude, we had him at the building. He was like, look, man, it's different, man. Like, cops ain't holding each other down no more.
Nope.
Like, they not putting themselves on the line for each
That
other like
blue wall
they
be
used to. Like,
falling.
look, man, I'm not losing my job and getting locked. They see what happened out there with Floyd. Like, look, yeah, we didn't do nothing but keep the crowd back. Well, you were assistant to murder.
A lot of cracks in the blue
Right.
wall.
Y'all all going down for the same murder. Just
Yeah.
like if you and me was out here and you choked somebody out and me and Dame watched it. And we know you capable of it.
Qualified immunity. Oh, okay.
Yeah, qualified immunity is dead, B. It's dead. We getting rid of that.
How about that?
We getting rid of that.
All right.
All right, what else we got?
And we even had seconds left. I don't know what else we got.
can
What
tell you
else
what
was
else
on
we
your
got.
list?
Yo, we fucking 3-0, man.
We are 3-0. It's on the
3-0.
list.
I know you're not 3-0 because you're not an Eagles fan.
We just won our first game, though.
Good luck.
Yeah,
but we
that was on the
3-0.
list. 3-0.
And the Phillies are
I'm
still in
happy
it.
for y'all. I like when Philly sports teams win. I feel like it should
Right
keep
now,
the
we
city
like 3 out of
calm,
4.
but,
The Phillies are still in it. We 3-0 with the Eagles.
You know, I'm a Phillies fan.
And the Sixers about to start. And they looking real good.
Real good.
They need
Real
a
good.
parade.
And we got a little
That's what the
bench
city
now.
need,
We
right?
got a
Like,
big little bench.
we need a 3-0 parade. Like we need
sure.
to get people in the street celebrating, man. I think that's what the city needs, man.
And
like
I just
some
want
good
to
energy.
say
Give the city a reason to sweep up the streets and clean up the trash.
Right.
Like let's get out
They
here.
need- they
and
need to
make
take care of that
everybody-
anyway.
But obviously they're not doing it. So I'm trying to get.
I just want to say that 2 months ago, apparently he was fighting for his job. This is the make or break season.
Make or break season,
Like,
yeah.
can he even throw the ball? Like, and
Now you know how
now
y'all-
they
you
talk
know
about
how
they
it
talk
is.
about MVP.
Right.
Already.
Three
It's
games
too
in.
early.
3 games
It's
in, they
too
screaming
early.
MVP.
It's
Right.
too early.
They do it for everybody else, bro.
I know.
It's too early.
They do it for everybody else. MVP, man.
I mean, y'all
Dude,
beat-
he could have
y'all
a
beat the
bad
Commanders,
turn
that ain't hard.
tomorrow, B. Like,
But
Even
today,
with y'all old y'all beat the Commanders with y'all old quarterback. It wasn't that hard.
hey.
he was probably nervous just playing against
all right.
Eagles in general. Wentz.
We also beat
He
Minnesota.
been messed
we
up
also
ever
beat
since.
And the Lions.
and the
Yeah.
Lions.
And the Lions.
We can go down the list.
Okay.
And who we got next week? We got Doug P.
Jacksonville,
We
yo.
got Doug EP. That's another
Ooh,
victory.
The Jaguars.
Yeah, man, we good. We rolling. Just
might
want to
be-
say,
Get the
I
easy
see
ones
us
out the
going
way.
like 6-0. I can see that.
easy
Man.
6-0.
Easy 6-0.
City gonna be crazy.
Easy
City
6-0.
already
Crazy. But like just the energy. I love when the city wins.
We got 3
When the
Batman.
Eagles
I ain't gonna hold you, me
and
too.
you know me, I tell you, I don't watch sports. I give a
You
shit.
don't even watch sports.
But the energy that comes to the city
Absolutely.
when the sports teams are winning,
Yes.
dude, it's nothing like it.
They said
man.
there's less murders when
Yeah, people are friendly. People stop and talk to you. Like I watch the game
If
just
there's less
because people
murders,
are
I
so-
need the Sixers to be on point.
for
then.
sure
Right.
we need it. That's
Yeah,
what
right.
we
I gotta
need.
watch the games just because somebody gonna be like, "Yo, you see that Eagles game?"
Right.
You don't want to be the one to say no. You got, so I better pay attention. I gotta know what's going on.
Gotta
Right.
know.
Right.
You know what I mean? What do you think about those Eagles? Like I wasn't even fucking thinking about them. You said that shit.
Yeah, man. Gotta know where you at, man. Gotta know where you at. You know what I'm saying? You on some? You got the New York Giants colors on, but you gotta know where you at, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You are not a Giants fan, are you?
I'm nobody's
That's why you're
fan.
not- that's why
I'm
you're not-
nobody's fan.
you're
I
not
don't
a
give
sports
shit about
You
person.
gotta
none
be
of
careful, man. Y'all here wearing the wrong colors, man. You see, she got on green.
them. My bad, man.
I know where I am.
My bad, man. I'll work on that for next week,
Come on,
man.
man.
Work on that for next week. James Earl Jones retired as Darth Vader's voice.
I mean,
Is there a Darth Vader after that?
Bubble wrap James Earl Jones. Oh my God.
I feel like
Is there a Darth Vader after that? Like, who do you replace him with?
I feel like at this
Don't.
point,
Right,
The
Darth Vader's dead,
franchise
right?
is
The
done.
franchise is dead,
Franchise
right?
done
Oh,
when he
yeah, who can
goes.
mimic that?
That's what I'm
Where's
saying.
the
Like,
same?
I don't know if
Computers.
I've ever
I
heard
think
anybody.
computers.
You know, he only got
They were-
$5,000 for the first movie that he did because he didn't have no
'Cause he didn't
idea. He didn't get no
Right.
points or nothing, just a straight
just-
5 bands. Like, here you go.
They
There you
gonna
go.
computer regenerate his voice from all the
That's
other
exactly
previous
what
all you gotta
movies.
do.
Because Darth Vader don't say much, no how.
Nah, those
And
deep
there's
fakes.
8 billion people in this world. Somebody else got that same
Dude, have
voice.
you ever heard anybody
Somebody
mimic
gonna
James
pull
Earl
up.
Jones? Like you've heard comedians do all kinds of other
I'm not
people's
even sure
voices.
now that I think
I've
about
never
it.
heard a James Earl Jones
It's
impersonator.
quite unique. It is unique.
We can get that dude from the Allstate commercial. He got
good.
that voice.
He's good. And you know, I think it's James Earl Jones. He didn't talk till he was 9. He was mute.
And he stutters like
So-
really
yeah,
bad.
he stutters.
He got
I heard
a real
that.
bad stuttering
I
problem,
hear that.
which is crazy.
Right. But I met this kid who stutters unless he's singing. Beautiful voice, sing his ass
Know
off,
it.
but can't talk
Can't
to
talk
save
shit.
his life.
I know somebody like that with rapping though.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now that's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Right.
Yo, and I asked him. I said, "How do you do that?"
You need that
He's
tempo.
like,
Keep him-
"That's the $1 million question." Fuck me up. I said, "But rapping on
He's
stage,
got to rhyme all his
he's an
conversations.
animal." I'm like, "How do you? What? How? Like,
tempo, man. Get locked into something. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
rap everything, right?"
What else we got? Oh, we had the that dude who was the dude who got released because of the Serial podcast.
Oh shit, yeah. In Baltimore, right?
yeah.
What's his name? I was just watching that.
Something begin with an M.
I'm so mad I was
Muslim
just
dude.
watching that.
Yeah, yeah.
But either way,
He got released.
got released because of the
Netflix going to
freaking
drop a second
podcast.
season.
For sure.
Podcast researched his case and shit. What he do? 20-something years
Yeah,
behind that case,
behind that
man.
case.
And they proved that it was, dude. They used and you know I didn't even listen to it. I was listening to the chick who did the podcast.
So a lot of people come home because of Serial, though. They've been on that
yeah.
for a minute.
Yeah, but she said like they used his cell phone pings and said he had to be in that space. They was like, yo, we didn't even have GPS technology back then. How y'all gonna use this and use this as evidence when it didn't even
When it
exist?
didn't even exist. Ooh,
And they used that joint.
he about to be paid.
Yo,
Yeah.
speaking of Netflix,
I don't know though. I don't want to give up 22 years of my life
At
for a
all.
joint.
No dollar.
For
No
a check.
dollar
I don't
amount.
know if
There
there's
is
a
no dollar amount
amount,
that can
man.
recoup that.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
There's definitely no dollar amount.
Speaking
that
of
can recoup
Netflix,
that.
I just I started watching the series,
Not
I was
Dahmer.
about to say, you watched the Tyler Perry
and
movie?
I'm regretting it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm
What's
Dahmer.
it?
regretting it. Yeah.
which one is it?
Yeah, sure. Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer joint.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I haven't started
So
that
Just
yet.
knowing the story from them, I'm hesitant to watch it because I just know how wild he was. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also-
give me the last of that.
Okay,
What are we
but-
saving it for?
Hey, snapping, man. I just
say you
came-
regretting
I
it?
just came from the
said
spa, bro.
regrets?
You got the raise.
Oh, my-
You regretting it?
Yeah, because
My bad.
the way it makes me feel. Because, I mean, one, like, this white dude got every fucking opportunity to do anything. You know, that's one. But then also, just you see in that times, like, the blatant racism and also homophobia, right? But because, like, this white dude moves to the hood, to Milwaukee, like, lives in pretty much a crack motel where he's, like, pretty much bringing back gay black people and gay brown people and shit, drugging them, killing them,
Not working.
and, you know what I'm saying, cutting them up. The first episode, not the spoiler alert, tell you, the first episode...
We've all heard the story.
Yeah, it's
Like
all
the
right.
first
I
episode
don't think we're gonna spoil it.
deals with the woman that lives next door that had been complaining to the police, complaining to everybody like about the smell because it smelled like
Dead people.
nuts in there. You know what I'm saying? The smell, the boys running out into the street like all drugged up like that escaped and shit. And they like,
They could have been nipped the bud.
it could have been nipped the bud. Yo, it was like, I don't know.
You watching serious stuff. I just started watching Andor on Disney.
I try to watch a little bit of everything,
She-Hulk.
and I got
Yeah,
somebody was like,
I'm
"Oh,
all
check
the
it
way in
out."
with She-Hulk.
She-Hulk for
All the
real.
way in with She-Hulk.
Oh,
No.
it's
Yo.
This
hilarious.
last episode
It's
was lame,
hilarious.
though.
It was lame.
Yeah,
She-Hulk.
yeah, I'm all the way. It was this shit is funny, Dave.
So that's what the Megan Thee Stallion twerking thing was from that series.
From that series, yes. Megan
All
was
right,
a
I thought it
guest
was a movie.
on the second
Yeah,
episode.
Megan
No,
was
she was on like the
serious.
second
Yeah.
episode or something
Wait,
like that.
what?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
She-Hulk,
And she had her clothes on.
She-Hulk is a
Like
lawyer.
she's fully dressed.
She's
Megan
a
Thee Stallion.
lawyer, and she's been selected to head the division at this new law. Well, not new, at a law firm, a very prominent law firm in LA. She's been she heads the superhero division, where superheroes are all
Superheroes and supervillains.
And supervillains.
She defends
so
them
she defends them
as She-Hulk.
as She-Hulk.
Like she came into work as a regular person.
So like, oh, all right.
and
her boss
homeboy-
was like, "No,
and the
I
boss was
hired
like, "Nah,
you
I hired She-Hulk
to be
Like-
She-Hulk."
So either you become She-Hulk or you go home.
Right.
And she had no job, so she She-Hulk. Like everybody knows she like it's no secret.
Oh, it's not like
It's not a secret.
Like she did a dating joint.
Her
And
profile.
she put a profile and she put up her regular self. She didn't get no dates.
As soon as she
So
put
she
up
put
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk on, got all these dates.
Does she get mad when she get angry? I mean, turn green when she.
So here's the
Or she
difference.
just always.
She can
She can
control
control
it.
it.
Okay, she can.
And
Just,
the reason why she can control it is because women have been suppressing their emotions for years
snap.
and decades.
Oh.
So the way men are emotional and
I
dating.
missed that part of the
Oh,
show.
that was in the first episode. She was explaining that to
Ignored
her.
that
She was
part.
explaining that to her cousin Bruce Banner how she don't have to get it under control because she's already
you're
got
right.
those emotions under
Right,
control.
she did
He's
do
the
that.
one that had to learn how to get under control because as a man, you never had to control that. You
Damn.
never had to suppress that.
That's right.
missed that whole shit, didn't you?
I tuned right out on that. Tuned right out on
Purposely.
that.
Purposely.
That whole shit.
You know, it's something fun to watch till Loki season 2 starts.
Yo, something I ask everybody. What are you listening to these days? You listen to any new music? Anything new?
I got put on recently to Jessie Reyes.
Okay.
I'm
Really?
banging
You
a
like
lot of
Jessie
that. I love
Reyes?
Jessie Reyes.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
banging
good.
a lot of that.
Yesy.
Yesy,
Yessie,
Yessie,
right.
Yessie.
And, the Griselda gang. I'm listening to all that, of
my
course.
Everybody, yeah.
They
You know what I
canceled
mean?
the Conway concert here.
Did they?
Did they?
Why,
Yeah, they
the tickets
did.
ain't sell or they just canceled it?
It was supposed to be. I was trying to go. It was supposed to be at the
At the
TLA.
TLA. That's
Yeah.
where it was the last time. It
Yeah.
sold out fine then. But I don't know why it was canceled, but it was canceled.
I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, that might be them not wanting nobody down on South Street.
Might be.
You know
They
what
can
I'm
move it to
saying?
the Fillmore. Move it to
man,
the
they just had a
Fillmore.
shooting down there the other day. They had I was
Again.
like,
Again.
yo,
On
that
4th
might
Street.
have been
Like
that
right
might
on
have
4th and South, right?
Yeah, that
Right.
might have been the city. Like, look, man, Live Nation, you want to be responsible for the next one?
Yeah.
Yo,
You know what's crazy? I got turned on to the Griselda gang because I went to that lock show. It was at the TLA a couple
TLA.
like before like the lockdown and shit, and they opened up like the whole Griselda opened up for like the locks.
For the locks,
and I
yeah.
had been seeing them around like on like the the little blogs and shit, and I was like, oh, I'll check them out, and I was just like, what the fuck? I was just blown away. I was like, they all on stage. Fucking Conway's on stage with his shirt off, with a bottle of champagne. I was like, oh, this is like actually official and shit.
Yeah.
I like Griselda. I got put on to Griselda by my brother Lord Free because he was like, "You like Wu-Tang? I think
sure.
you'll like this."
Yeah.
And I was like, I do.
they're good. I mess with them.
So Yessie Reyes, Griselda.
Griselda, Sun One.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, I'm sure you're listening to yourself.
Yeah, Sun One. I listen to, be honest with you, because of where I'm at in this space in my life, I listen to a lot of old stuff.
I'm the
Okay.
same. I'm the same.
Like,
way,
I
man.
still play It Was Written. And you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm like
Right.
literally, like faithfully, I'm still playing like Organized Confusion and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
still to this day,
Right.
we was just last night, we played Tribe's whole first album just last night.
God.
So that's what I'm
Classics.
listening to. You know what I'm
Okay.
We
saying?
were just talking because Diamond D put out a record
Yeah.
like
I
a
was
couple of
rocking
weeks
to it,
ago,
too.
and I was like,
Oh, you was
I
rocking.
was
Oh, you
rocking
finally
Diamond
listened
D.
to it?
Yeah, I listened to
It's
Diamond D.
nostalgic. Like
yes.
it's feel good music because
Yes.
it takes
Right.
you to a space and time that just wasn't this.
When shit was different.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
different. You know what I
Like,
mean?
you was uncomfortable for a different reason. Like,
Right.
you just,
Right. It was uncomfortable
we
for
went
a
to
different
we
reason.
went to a
Different
Benny the Butcher
reasons.
show, and Mike's like, some of all these white kids.
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, this is like a bunch of like, where's the guy with the razor blade on this? I'm like, yo, this is like,
Like-
2022, man.
Yeah,
Nobody's-
like
You know what's crazy? We talk about the 90s all the time, right? We're as far from the 90s as when we were in the 90s as far away from the 60s.
Right.
We used to
Right.
think about
Right.
the 60s
Right.
and the 90s.
right.
That's what the 90s is to now.
rest.
30
Yes.
years, like
Yes. Wow. I never thought about it like that till you put it that way.
Right,
Yeah,
so
100%.
so when you talking to a youngin' like, yo, Wu-Tang, you acting crazy, man. Go
you
listen
talking
to
about?
They be like,
When you say
what?
Wu-Tang, they like the Drake song?
Yo, listen.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
This one girl, she said, I don't know. She said, I know who Method Man is, but who is Wu-Tang?
how do you
Right.
know Method Man?
That's what I said.
Yo.
Because
But
of the
He's an
movies
actor.
and
He's
TV.
an actor,
Right.
right? Because he's an actor.
Did a lot of solo shit with Red.
Right, right.
More recent than the Wu-Tang. So I
Yep.
kind of get that, but
How
that's
do you not-
part of the point I was making with a lot of these. Started identifying with music in 2012.
huh?
Yeah.
Wu-Tang was a
Yeah.
thing of the past in
Right.
2012.
Right.
Kinda.
Come up to me
Kinda.
one time.
Unless you were
Unless you were already a fan, right,
right.
Yeah, I make my kids listen to Wu-Tang
I had
shit. I
this
named
kid
my
say to
youngest
me,
son
this,
after Old
this
Dirty
had to been
Bastard,
10
so.
years ago. I was at this spot out in Westchester, go see Jedi Mind Tricks. Me and Courtney was out there.
Okay.
And they was playing some Bismarcks on like a Bismarck with Kane. it might have been Erase Racism, but one of these joints, like a Bismarck song. And this dude walked up to me and was like, yo, is that Bismarck rapping? I was like, yeah.
Like he didn't know he rapped?
I had no clue.
Oh my God.
He was like, I never knew he rapped.
Yo,
Like,
they were like Blue's Clues.
he only knew him from the Shazam commercials or whatever it was he was promoting back then.
Same thing with Will Smith.
Yeah.
People like, he rapped? Like,
That's how he
And then
Latifah.
the raps that they know
You know what
are
I'm
like,
saying?
you know, Summertime and
Right.
Welcome to Miami.
It's funny you say that because me and my younger sister are only 6 years apart in age, but hip hop for her, like she reminds me all the time, started with like Lil Wayne. Like
Right.
that's her era,
Right.
her generation.
Right.
And I'm just like, how? When I was in the house, had you listening to? She's like, I mean, I heard it, but like you said, that whole when you start to identify with your own music,
Yep.
that's where she
Kids
went.
all it
And go
takes.
through those life
That's what she was
experiences to
with,
certain
yeah.
music. You're like, oh, that was my shit
because
that got me.
you at whatever age you're at, you're establishing your own network of friends or whatever, and you gravitate to what they all feeling collectively. Like,
Right.
that's what you
Right.
That's what you
identify
yeah,
with.
right.
Right.
You know what I mean? You might be admiring her or him. You see him bopping to this certain record, you like, oh, all right, well, that's what we bop. You know, it'd be a lot of that type shit. Like,
Right.
the continuity of it as far as the people that's within your generation. You know what I'm saying? That's what that be.
And then also, as great as Wu-Tang as a group is, like, 5 albums?
I'm
4?
waiting on they new
Right.
shit.
Right.
Like,
Right.
4 or 5 albums?
4 or 5 albums.
Like,
They all ran off.
compare that
their
to
own
like,
thing.
you know, even like a DMX who put out 11 number
Right.
ones in a row.
Right.
Like 4 or 5 over this amount of time. You know, Jay-Z put out an album every year, you know what I'm saying?
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Like, oh shit, another Jay.
it's easy to be like, oh yeah, I know Jay-Z.
Right.
But when you say like, yo, do you know,
And still active as a rapper.
even like a Tribe Called Quest, like classic album that, you know what I mean? All of them, right?
Right.
But like,
Wasn't a lot of them.
yeah, it wasn't a lot of
A
them.
lot of them.
All right, look, man. Hey, is Sis Khadijah in the building? Oh, we gotta start wrapping it up, man.
All right.
The hour goes quick, man.
Super quick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I
Yo,
goes
thanks
quick.
for coming through, man. You
And
got
man, thank y'all for having me, man.
You know
I
what
just
I
love the
We
conversation.
do this every day, man. Well, every Monday.
Every
Not
Monday.
Every day.
Every
Wait,
Monday.
before you
5
go,
o'clock. Feel free to stop in, man. We take walk-ons. It's all good.
before you go, tell us where we can find you educating the youth,
Right.
Yes.
Right.
empowering the youth.
Right.
3306 Germantown Avenue. The school is open Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 to 9. And the first Sunday of every month, we're in there. I mean, sporadically outside of those time frames, you might catch somebody in there, here and there.
Right.
Or you can you can hit me up. I got keys to the building, so you can hit me if you want to
Keys,
go.
open
If you
door.
just want a tour of what we're dealing with down there. First of all, everybody to some degree, at least in our age group, is familiar with the Nation of Gods and Earths. That building we got down there at Germantown Avenue, Westmoreland, is the biggest piece of property that the Nation of Gods and Earths own in the world.
That's
Nowhere else even the original school in New York is nowhere near the size
That's what's up.
of what we got down there on Germantown Avenue. It's 10,000 square feet that we had. The building worth $1.4
What
million.
else you doing there?
Right now, it's really a lot of construction still going on because it's so big and we're doing everything out of pocket. But like I said, we got the classes during the summer. We had the camps going on. We got the after-school programs going on right now. So we got 2 storefronts that's attached to the building. We about to get active. So there's a lot of growth going on down there. So come check us out.
Yo, man, let me ask you this question, man.
All right.
So, my cousin been down with the Nation of Islam since the 70s, right?
Okay.
God's Herb, excuse me.
I
Since
got
the
you.
70s, right?
I got you.
And he said, man, I said, yo, man, we used to have this discussion all the time. I was like, yo, man, I don't understand. Like, the teachings don't go along with a lot of the actions that I see from a lot of brothers in the nation
100%
sometimes,
right.
That's with anything.
And I'm like,
That's
dude, right, I agree,
That's with
right?
anything.
But I'm like, yo, man, so I don't understand it because you tell me one thing, but the behavior is completely opposite a lot of times.
I think-
right? And hold on, let me
Okay,
just
I'm
finish
sorry.
the
My
thought,
fault,
right?
my fault.
So he says to me, he says, yo, Mike, man, some people are not ready to receive the fact that they are God.
Exactly.
He said, and when we tell you that, you think you can go out here and do anything,
anything
you want
you
and
want.
act any way you want
Yep.
Super
with that
facts.
information.
Yep.
It sounds like
And
you agree with that.
I do. And what we got is supreme mathematics, right? In the 5th degree in the supreme mathematics, how I got it is power. However, the father, Clarence 13X, some people know him as Allah, what he did was, it was refinement added to power.
Added to power.
Because a lot of brothers needed refinement to their power.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, yes, you had the ability. We could do anything we want. You know what I mean? Technically, like, as far as anything you could think of around here, like, I could flip out right now and knock all this shit off the table if I wanted and say, fuck y'all, and just run out of here. Like, you can literally do whatever you want to do to that degree. It's just knowing what's going to get you closer to life or what's going to get you closer to death. And that's all the decisions you make. You understand what I'm saying? So we deal with a culture that's not based on so much rules and regulations, but recognizing what judgment is. And judgment is that justice.
Justice.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's a penalty or a reward to your decision or your actions. And that goes for everybody. Like, go ahead, you can do that, but just know if you do that, this is what's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? So it's important that we be thermostats and not thermometers, if you know what I'm saying. Like, control the temperature around you versus
I like that.
just being somebody who's just reflecting what the temperature is. You understand what I'm saying? You got to control what's going on around you, and that's what makes you who you are. You understand what I'm saying? One last thing, right? We teach 120 lessons. We memorize them. And the first lesson says, who is the original man? Is the question. The answer is, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe. God of the universe is last. You got to master all the other sciences before you even entertain the science of what the black man being God is. You can't, anybody can say it. You got the potential to be, brother. That don't make you that. And that's all based off of, like you were saying, your ways and actions. You know what I mean? Especially because you saying that you're that.
Right.
You got a bigger magnifying glass on you now.
Right.
Like she said, yeah, everybody in every culture walk of life, you got people who do this shit but say that. Like, that's everywhere.
For a long time.
But when you say you God,
The nation struggle.
Yeah,
what are
I
you
struggled with
doing?
it for a long time because
What
I
you
watched
doing?
it growing up, right? You know what I mean? And I went through the lessons with my uncle and went through the lessons with my cousin, and they using me to test them and so forth. So I knew a lot of it. But then I go outside, I'm like, yo, man, like, it's contradictory to what you're
This is
telling
why
me.
we
So
put
lessons
emphasis.
are
I'm
contradictory.
struggling
The
right
behavior
now.
is contradictory.
Right. What you're telling me, but you know, I'm 8 years old,
Right.
10 years old. Like, so I'm seeing you're telling me this is what the lessons are, but the behavior is not matching the lessons.
And this is why we put
You
emphasis
gotta have
on.
a to have a whole 5% discussion.
Right. This is why we put emphasis on the true and living God, and not just saying I'm this, like the true and making it walk and talk, like really showing and proving that, because it's the reason I got keys to the building. I know I was 120 back in 1998 and never missed a beat. The reason we got classes on Monday is because I started them. The reason we had the camp during the summers because I started it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I seen where there was a void at. Like, there's older brothers that I bomb their ass. Like, I don't care how long you've been around. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What babies you taught? What students you brought around? You understand what I'm saying? And that's what is going to make it grow. Because other than that, it would be no different than the Black Panthers. Or some shit like that back in the 60s that we just talked about. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely one of the people who's
Black Power outro music?
No. Yeah, dang. The outro is always the outro, man.
Right.
It don't change. But we late. So
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
to bed. I want
That's all right. He'll be back.
for having me.
That was
Sure.
our show.
Yeah, that was the outro.
That was the word of the day.
I figured that, you know, we didn't need to follow that with nothing.
Right.
Just let that
Be
sit
a
right there.
thermostat, not a thermometer.
Be a thermostat, not a
forget.
thermometer.
There it is.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Sister Khadijah.